Good morning, everyone. 4:18 in the morning here. I still haven't slept yet, but I wanted to send that out to you because I think this is very, very interesting. It seems there is a problem, and the problem is in Grindavik, and the problem is the lava. So to speak, the height of the lava compared to the defense walls of Grindavik. And why is that important right now? Because you might be saying, well, we know that the lava breached the defense wall in Grindavik a few days ago because there is an underground tunnel coming with fresh lava from the eruption that is lifting up the old solidified rocks. So basically, but this is moving very, very slow. So it wasn't really a problem that this might flow into Grindavik right away. The problem is that we're all waiting for a new event, and that the Icelandic MET Office has said, and the scientists have said, there will be, if it erupts in the same area, the Sutnuka crater series, or from the same crater, that it's an increased pressure there, and we might see lava flowing fast towards Grindavik. And we know day one, when this eruption started, the lava was flowing very, very fast, and the lava carpet has spread out so far around 6.2 square kilometers. So it was making way a lot in the first hours, like 4.5 kilometers towards the Blue Lagoon and the Swartsengi power plant, and of course south towards Grindavik. It almost reached the sea there, crossing the road there. Just a few hundred meters were left, and it was flowing along the defense walls. And what has happened since then, because this eruption keeps going, and it has been doing so since March 16th, the lava then started, instead of spreading out further, it started building layers on top of each other. And if you look at that map here, it shows you, so average, it's at least like 16 meters high. So the defense walls were 8 meters in the first place. And then I call them the Fraggle Rock guys because they're heroes. They're so great. They went out there with their excavators, with their loaders, with their dozers, and they were working nonstop 24/7 on these defense walls, making them higher in the most important areas, especially like east of Grindavik, northeast of Grindavik, where you can see the darker, the higher the lava is there. So they were increasing the height probably between 12 to 16 meters, but that's not high enough. The lava has already breached it, and it's a continuously high lava carpet, because otherwise we could say, oh, was the lava pushing against the defense wall and then building up there and creating what we see there? Then it would basically work as an additional barrier for new lava. No, we have a lava carpet that's spread out, that has a base height, and it's higher in some areas, and especially it's the highest around the eruption site, around the crater where it's building up, over 100 feet in some areas, right? 100 and I don't know, bad with feet, like 50 meters. So that's why, if there's new lava coming, and since this is quite high and it's reaching over the defense wall, it has a flow path, and from there it goes down, and then it can flow into Grindavik, and that would not be good, guys. And they have been working like the Fraggles since November 10th. I think they started with the wall mid-December sort of thing. They have been working to protect that town, although they're somewhat giving up the town, but then they want to revive the businesses. They want to haul tourists in on planned tours. So I don't know. I see Grindavik as an Airbnb for tourists in the near future if I see what they're planning there. You know my opinion about this. I think it's crazy. And by the way, they have just released news. They're awaiting a record tourist year, the best ever since COVID, for Iceland this year, with bookings and flights and everything. So I don't think they need to be worried about their tourism. So maybe they can treat the tourisms with a little bit more care, especially at the Lagooni's place, right? Don't wait till the last moment and then have an emergency evacuation. So take care of the tourists, haul them somewhere else, somewhere safe. They're coming anyways, but some of them are stupid enough that they want to gawk at the disaster areas, right? So prevent that. That's my opinion. So that is a problem. And what has the Met Office, what have the experts said? That lava right now, and here comes the scary part. The lava is 4 meters higher than the defense wall. 4 meters. I think that's roughly like 12 feet. So that's a lot. That's a lot, guys. You have to let that sink in. Contractors are in the area. Like I said, the Fraggles, they're working. They're trying to fight Mother Nature. They're working day and night. They're trying to strengthen the defense walls. They're trying to make them higher, because there's over 10 million cubic meters in that magma chamber underneath the Blue Lagoon and the Swartsengi area, and it's reaching its point of maximum elasticity. It has triggered the events in the past when it had a fill amount between 8 million to 13 million cubic meters. You can see it here on the graph behind me. The red line is where we have been like 3 days ago. So we're a little bit higher than that now. And the other lines, you see where it was when it triggered events. So we have a very, very unique situation right now. We have the eruption still going. And despite that fact, although pressure is released, magma is flowing out, that magma chamber has filled up again to the point of maximum elasticity. And now the scientists are scratching their heads and they're not really sure, like Thorwaldsen against the scientists at the MET Office. So MET Office says we could see an eruption somewhere else even. Thorwaldsen says, nope, I think you're wrong. I think we'll see it in the Sutnuka crater series. It'll probably strengthen the current eruption. But both scenarios are concerning. And, you know, if it strengthened that current eruption, it'll send it all towards Grindavik. And then that new lava, it's liquid. It's fast flowing. The one that was flowing underground, it was like grinding like an evil monster making its way. But the fast lava is what we have to worry about. So these awesome contractors, they're saying they will work on the defense walls until the call comes from the National Defense and says, stop it, right? They're in a hurry to finish also the west side of Grindavik, to finish with that wall there. So there's a lot of work to do, and it's not that easy there, because when they built the wall around the power plant and the Blue Lagoon, the Swartsengi area, the material was right there. They basically could just push it and build these walls. In Grindavik, they had to haul it in, and they were also using some gravel pit there. You see the red dot, that's a little north of Grindavik, not the eruption area. That area, that was the gravel pit that has filled up with lava. That's why it's higher there. So I don't know where they're hauling it from, but it's basically also solidified lava rock. So we're waiting for this event, whatever it will be. We will see which scientist is going to be right. Is it the Met Office guy? Is it Thorwaldsen? Thorwaldsen has said, you know, a geologist looks at it different than geoscientists. So that's why he thinks they're wrong. So we will have to see. The time will tell us. And I think something's going to happen soon, because the seismic activity in that area has slightly increased. And just today we've seen earthquakes 1.1 and 1 in the area where the eruption is, the west-southwest of Grindavik. So Swartsengi, Grindavik, Hagafell, Stora, Skogfell, we have seen some microseismic activities there. And that's usually, guys, an indication that magma is on the move. So something's rumbling. And don't expect any like huge earthquakes like we probably had we did have, well, not in the range of 6 or 7, like tectonic earthquakes or subduction zone earthquakes. These are volcanic earthquakes. If magma's on the move, it's rumbling. And then it depends. Does it have to grind through the ground, through the rocks, or is there already a tunnel there? And there is a tunnel. There's several tunnels. There's this 15-kilometer long magma dike that has formed on November 10th on that event. So that goes basically from the sea through Grindavik and then north up. And in that area, we also have seen the past eruption. One eruption, surprisingly, the January eruption, east of that dike, where they thought, oh, is this a new magma chamber? Is this a new event? So right now they think this is all connected, but the magma can find its way. That's why there won't be much seismic activity before the next intrusion or eruption, most likely eruption, because the magma has a highway, it has tunnels, and it's always taking the path of least resistance. So we won't see like miners that have to build a new tunnel and have to use explosive grinding machines, drills. Then it's rumbling, but that magma probably doesn't have to do that unless it decides to flow in a different area where there hasn't been an eruption yet. But we will see what's going to happen, right? There is a slight chance that it could erupt inside Grindavik or underneath the Blue Lagoon, although they say if it comes up right from there, it'll give us several hours warning because there it has to rumble a little more. So that's not really likely right now. But that's why this microseismic activity with 1.1 is an indication that something's going on in that area that we have right now. That's why they want all the tourists out of that area, but they keep running back there. Just yesterday, the police of Sodorns had to push them, block them, get them out there. There have been some in there cooking like sausages in a frying pan on the hot lava. Stupid as they come. You know, that lava is gassing out volcanic gases, sulfur gases. There has been gas pollution that has been blown until Keflavik in all these areas. Right now, there's not much gas pollution, but that can change in a heartbeat. And then they're hiking around there over an area where the next fissure could open. Met Office guy says it could be a fissure, or a new fissure that's up to 3 kilometers in length. And then that liquid lava is coming out of there, flowing very fast. And then try to outrun that as a hiker, because there's not many like paved or hiking path. This is all lava rock. Try to run. Good luck. So people are stupid, but the civil defense and the police says we want people out of that area. There's 15 businesses in Grindavik that have resumed operation. About 100 workers are in the town. 20 homes have been occupied also during the night, you know, but on the other hand, the process is starting to get moving to buy out the homes from the residents. So I don't really know what the big plan is with Grindavik. I think they don't know either. We just have to wait and see what this volcanic system is doing. This eruption is definitely the longest that we've seen there by far since November 10th, and even longer than Fagradalsfjall in some points. So how long will it go? Will it then have a longer break, several years, or will it do what it did in the past since November? Every 3 to 4 weeks, boof, next event, magma chamber starts filling up again. So far, guys, and really so far, there have been no signs that this deeper magma reservoir that is fueling that magma chamber, that is fueling the eruption, is dying down. There's a lot of magma there that keeps coming out, right? I mean, right now, magma chambers filling and the eruptions flowing out. In the previous events, we only had the magma chamber filling, then an event was happening, magma chamber was emptying out, land was subsiding, and then once the eruption was dying off, the magma chamber, the land rise there started again. The situation we have now, that we have both, is unique in Iceland and in the rest of the world. Has never been happening before. And many of you ask, well, what about 1,000 years ago? Who knows, right? We don't have any records of this. So that's the thing. There are no records in the whole world. And guys, it's really, really rumbling in other places in Iceland as well. I've just reported about this in one of my previous videos, so check that out, that they're concerned over the seismic activity in Iceland as a whole. It's rumbling there basically along the North Atlantic ridge where the two tectonic plates are moving away from each other, like opening away from magma coming to the surface from underneath. And so they're saying this Reykjanes Peninsula specifically did wake up from an 800-year sleep, and it could stay active for 200, 300 years. And that rumbling that we're seeing right now could like repeat itself for decades. And that's why there's so much uncertainty about what to do with Grindavik. And that's why I'm always saying, just keep everyone away if you can. I mean, the residents are leaving, so it doesn't make sense to bring tourists back in that area. That was a quick update, guys. I'm sure we will have more news out of Iceland very, very soon. I'm very sure about that, guys. So if you're new here, I would love it if you could subscribe. I would like to see you again. For my regular viewers, I'm so grateful for your support that you're giving me on my buymeacoffee.com site /silky. Link is in the description here. If you want to support my channel, me and my farm animals, you've done a lot. It's really, really awesome. And of course, the supers that you're sending me here, I want to say a big thanks again to you guys. You're awesome. And I see you hopefully very, very soon. If you're just getting up, have a coffee. No more coffee for me. I had Red Bull, some interesting flavors, not only watermelon. I mean, we're always talking about this. There were some other flavors. I'll tell you in the next one. I don't even remember it, but it kept me awake until now, and it's 4:35. I will start editing this video, and then in a few hours, I'll hopefully will be able to get a little bit of sleep, and then I'll be back to report about this volcano here and what it's doing. So until then, guys, see you soon. Bye bye.